Welcome to APEC. It's November 13th, and I'm your moderator, Tim Ventura. First, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us on this call, along with everyone watching us on YouTube. In today's session, Dr. Shreehari Gokarnakar will discuss the ancient Vimanas. Nick Cook will discuss the hunt for 0 Point and UAPs, and we'll see live demos at APEC's first anniversary with Falcon Space and Associates. We'll be finishing off the event with open discussion and ad hoc presentations by conference attendees. So I got a couple of quick reminders for you. You can view conference replays, details, and speaker info on our website at www.altpropulsion.com. Please save those questions for the Q&A session after each presenter finishes. You can raise your hand in Zoom using Option Y on Mac or Alt Y on Windows, and I will paste that into chat in just a moment. You can also type your questions into chat, and we will go through those after each presenter finishes. So now I am honored to introduce our first guest. Dr. Shreehari Gokarnakar will continue our discussion of reverse engineering India's mythical ancient flying Vimanas, which are described as mythological flying palaces or chariots described in the Hindu texts and Sanskrit epics. Dr. Gokarnakar holds a doctorate in Sanskrit prosody and has 22 years experience in teaching Sanskrit in various institutes. He has a keen interest in Indian sciences, manuscripts, classical and Vedic Sanskrit literature, as well as education and real-life applications. His work on this topic involves translating ancient manuscripts from Sanskrit to modern Indian to assist with ongoing efforts to create a functional, modern representation of the ancient Vimana using today's technology. So without any further ado, I would like to ask you to welcome Shreehari. Okay, Dr. Gokarnakar, there we go.
Okay, so Namo Namaha, and I congratulate for the first, this is the anniversary to APEC, and I'm thankful to this team and Tim for giving me the opportunity to speak on this topic. So let me share my screen.
Perfect.
Absolutely fine.
Oh yeah, no, that looks wonderful.
Oh, great.
Yes, and so thank you again for presenting today.
Yeah, thanks. So let me begin my session with humble pranams to Shri Guru and our great Maharshi Valmiki. Sarva Shruti Shiroratna Virajita Padambujaha Vedantambuja Suryo Yastasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Okay, so my topic is Vimana with the special reference to the Ramayana. And let me tell you guys, I am not this person from the hardcore engineering. I am a person from Sanskrit. So lots of references are there in Ramayana and in many ancient texts. So it's very difficult to bring everything in just this session. So I have picked a few things and that might be interesting to you too. So when I'm talking about Sanskrit literature, this is just a glimpse that what exactly is Sanskrit literature. So this is divided into two sections, that is Vedic literature, you must be knowing this, Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, etc. And another is non-Vedic literature. So when we focus on non-Vedic literature, there we have a classical literature, we have scientific literature, and we have historical literature. Guys, normally people, when they talk about Sanskrit literature, they normally put this statement that all Sanskrit literature is a classical literature. All dramas and compositions and poetry, etc., is there. But it's not the truth. So let me tell you, give you some examples of classical literature. So when I talk about Bhasa's dramas, 13 dramas based on Ramayana, Mahabharata, and folk tales, so that is considered as a classical literature. Then Kalidasa's 3 dramas, then his compositions, Meghaduta, Rutasamhara, this is considered as a classical literature. Then Kiratarjuniyam, written by Bharavi, then Shishupala Vadham, written by Magha, and then Uttaramacharita by Bhavabhuti and Ruchakari. Why I'm telling you all these things in this forum? The main thing is that literature is called as a classical literature, which has certain sections, like if any drama is written by his own, I mean, the poet is writing something new, so that can be considered as a classical literature. The example is Mritshakatikam. Here, no character is historical character. But when we talk about Abhijnana Shakuntalam, Dushyanta and Shakuntala, these two characters are from Mahabharata. Even Vikrama Urvashi or Kiratajunim specifically is from Mahabharata. Even Uttaramacharita is from Ramayana. So characters are taken from the historical epics, and few episodes or few incidences are added to give some explanation or to justify certain events. Okay. But along with that, just now I said that a poet is writing something new, that also is called as classical literature. For example, this Meghadutam or Rutu Samhara. Kumara Samvar is based on Puranas. So every literature is not a classical literature. Let me give you some other example. So historical literature, when you say, then we speak about Ramayana, we speak about Mahabharata. I'm going to speak on this aspect also, how it's called as history. Then we have Raghuvamsha, which is written by Kalidasa, which is a Mahakavya. But if we go through the entire Mahakavya, we come to know that he has given the entire dynasty of Raghu kingdom, right from Dilip, and then, Dasharatha, Ajay, and all these kings are mentioned. Ramayana part is coming in the middle of the entire this Raghuvamsha, and after that Rama's family, that is Lava, Kusha, and then next kings, everything is mentioned in this. So this is the chronology which is given by Kalidas. It's a documentary. Okay. Then there is another interesting literature, which is again a historical literature written by Kallana in around 12th century, named as Rajatarangani, and it's a chronicle of the kings of Kashmir. Then we have Sri Tilaka Yashoranava, written by Ane on Balagangadhar Tilak. There are many poets who are writing biographies on great leaders like Babasaheb Ambedkar, etc. So all these literature, they are called as historical literature. Further is the scientific literature. Okay, so of course, in this literature, a lot of work is to be done, but still people have done important things in this. So like Aryabhatiyam, you better know. Then we have Sushrita Samhita, which is a treatise on ancient Indian surgery. This is the scientific literature. Then on the basis of this astronomy, Siddhanta Shiromani Surya Siddhanta is there. Then on the field, on the basis of this architecture, we have Samarangana Sutradhara, Mayamatam is there, Avruksha Ayurveda, and this book, which is nowadays, people are studying, that is Bruhat Vimana Shastra. So it might be connected to you. So when we talk about scientific literature, there is one more area which is called as lexicography. So why I'm discussing all this, you will come to know after some time. So lexicography, there are many lexicons. Amarakosha, okay, this is written by Amarsimha in the 5th century AD. Then Medini Kosha is mentioned in the Amarakosha, so it's prior to Amarakosha. Then Bharata Kosha is there, Vachaspatyam, Shabdakalpadruma, and many more. Nigantus are there, many more books are there. It's not possible to cover everything. So why I am focusing on Amarakosha, then Bruhat Vimana Shastra and Ramayana. Okay, let me continue with the Amarakosha. So Amarakosha is a lexicon. It's a book of synonyms, or let's consider it as a dictionary. It's a dictionary which is written in a poetic manner. It's a versified way. Like if I want to know the synonyms for Agni, Agni means fire. So all these lines are the synonyms of Agni only. And how to, recite this? Agnir Vaishvanaro Vanirviti Hotro Dhananjayaha Krupitayo Nirjvalano Jataveda Stanunapat. You may feel that I am chanting some mantra and all. It's not a mantra. I am not doing a prayer. It is just the recitation of synonyms. Synonyms written in a poetic way. Synonyms written in a versified manner. It's really beautiful. So in ancient Indian knowledge system, in Gurukulas, Amarakosha was a very important text to be learned by heart. Why? Because we come to know about many words for a particular word, like Agni. There are so many words. Okay. Now, okay, fine. We come to know about that. We come across with the vocabulary of a particular word. The important thing is the words which are highlighted, they are having some other meaning also. Like Dhananjaya, when we come to Bhagavad Gita, Dhananjaya is Arjuna. But if Dhananjaya is used in a different context, then we need to know that Dhananjaya is used as a Agni also in Amarakosha. So why these lexicons are important? To understand the different meaning. As in the last session, Karthik has mentioned that there are more than 5 to 6 meanings of one word. Then how we are going to get that? We are going to get by reading these lexicons. Shikhavan or Barhi or Shukra. Shukra, you better know, Shukracharya, so such a famous character in Puranas. So Shukra is, it's a planet, Shukra is called as it's a different meanings. Okay. So here Shukra means fire. So this Amarakosha deals with the scientific words also, like copper sulfate. For that we have a word, and this line deals with that, Shikigrivam. Then Karthik was talking about Paradam also, mercury, and for that we have Chapala Rasa Sutascha Parade. Kacha is glass. For glass we have a word Shara. Shara, otherwise the meaning is salt, salty. But here Kacha means, so we should know different meanings. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to decode the ancient text. Okay. So when I talk about rasa, rasa means chemical, rasa means juice, rasa means sentiments, and rasa means mercury too. Okay. So Suta, there are so many different words which are in generally used with different context. Okay. So for that matter, Amarakosha is required. So coming back to our topic, Vimana. So what are the words used in this Amarakosha? Okay, only 2 words. That is Vyomayana, Vimanostri. So if you split this, we get Vimanaha Astri. A means negation, not. So you will not get a word for Vimana in feminine gender. Okay, so we have 2 words, and one is masculine, Vimanaha, and another is ending with half ma, that is neuter gender. Why 2 different words? Normally, somebody is, if it is a thing, then we call it as neuter. Or if somebody is alive, or male or female, then we call masculine and feminine. But in Sanskrit, it's not like that. Okay, so we have tables. Okay, so for singular we have Vimanaha, for plural we have Vimanaha. So how we can get those forms? Those forms are possible only with this suffixes, which indicate some gender. So we have 2 words for in the text for this Vimana is Vimanaha, that is indicates masculine gender, and Vimanam, which indicates neuter gender. What is the meaning of this Vimana basically? So there's a commentary. Okay, commentary is explanatory notes written by son of Bhattoji Dikshit. His name is Bhanuji Dikshit, and he has written a commentary called Ramashrami. Okay, so what he says about Vimana. Okay, he says that Vishishtam Manayanti Anena iti Vimanam. Okay, so how it is connected in today's context? Vishishtam Manayanti Anena. Anena means by this. By this means by with Vimana. People, those who are having Vimana, they get a lot of respect. Okay, so if I'm having my personal jet, then what? Then people will definitely admire me. Oh wow, he's having his own plane. So that is one explanation. Another explanation is Visheshena Mati. Mati means measures. Okay, so by Vimana, we measure something. So what do we measure? We measure the distance in time. Okay, so in today's context, if I want to book a ticket from Mumbai to Chennai, then there are different flights, and the same distance is covered in different times, maybe difference of 5 or 10 minutes. But this is what Vimana is. Vimana measures the distance from one place to another place in a particular time. So that is mentioned. Then we have one word, which is the first word is Vyomayanam. Vyomayanam. So where there are 2 components, Vyoma and Yanam. Vyoma means sky. Yanam means yati tat yanam. Okay, yati means which goes. So which goes towards the sky is called as Vyomayanam. Okay, so these two words are mentioned in Amarakosha, that is Vyomayanam and Vimana. And it is also called as Devaratha. Excuse me. So when we talk about this word Ratha, so Ratha is most commonly translated as chariot, but it is not, according to me. It can be one context. Okay, fine. It's one meaning. But when we see the word in Sanskrit for path or for way, we have many words. In Amarakosha, there are many words I mentioned. I'm taking only three. Rathya, Margaha, Ayanam. So Rathya means the path or the way. Okay. And the thing which goes through that way or passes through that way is called as vehicle. Okay. So Ratha is not the chariot, but Ratha is a vehicle. Okay. So vehicle of gods, like that. It's mentioned Devaratha. So gods are there or not, I don't know. Okay. But Ratha means a vehicle. So now 2-3 things we have understood. Vimana is specifically by which we understand the distance in time. And number 2 is Ratha, which means vehicle. Now, when we talk about Bruhat Vimana Shastra, which is written by Maharshi Bharadwaja, we are going to see the era of this Maharshi Bharadwaja also in some slides. But before moving towards that, I would like to focus on first 2 lines here. Okay, and some names are mentioned by Maharshi Bharadwaja, okay, in his text. So Narayana, Shaunakash, of course, these are the commentaries. Okay, so Narayana, Shaunakascha, Garga, Vachaspati, Tatha, Chakrayani, Dhundinatha. Okay, so these some 6 Shastra Kritaha, so Shastrajñas, that is scientists, are mentioned by Maharshi Bharadwaja, and he is mentioning the text also. So which are the texts? So Narayana has written the first, has written in Vimana Chandrika. Shaunaka has written Vyoma Yana Tantra. Okay, so Vyoma Yana, now you have understood Vimana. Tantra is techniques, technology. Garga is written Yantra Kalpa. Vachaspati is written Yana Bindu, and Chakrayani Dhundinath. Chakrayani is written Khetayana Pradipika, and Dhundinath is written Vyoma Yanarka Prakasha. So these are the names of those texts which are referred by Maharshi Bharadwaja. Why? Because in the next line he says, I mean the commentator says that Vicharya Etani, by thinking or by contemplating upon or by referring to this text, Bharadwaja has written Vaimanika Prakaranam. Okay, Vaimanika Prakaranam, and how he has written in a very technical language. Paribhashika Rupe. Paribhashika is technical language. Now, guys, somebody is writing in ancient times, somebody is writing something in technical language, and that's also in Sanskrit. For people like us who are studying Sanskrit, for them also it's very difficult to decode. Okay, because the way we have learned, we have focused on the literal meaning, or which is called as Abhida, or Vyanjana, or Lakshana. Okay, so 3 different shades are there. But when we talk about the technical meaning, then we need to learn that particular Shastra from that particular scientist. Then only we'll come to know. Otherwise, it will be our perception. So we are trying to do that. Okay, so that's why 2 people are required. One, the one who knows Sanskrit, and the one who knows the Vimana Shastra. When these 2 people will come together, then that churning of knowledge will take place. Okay, so let's move further. What actually the first sutra says? Okay, the first sutra says that Vega Samyat Vimanonda Janami. Okay, so just a minute. Yeah, this Vega Samyat Vimanonda Janami. Now, what is this? So Vimanas called as Vimanas because they have a similar speed with the Andajana. Andaja means birds. I mean, bird. Okay, fine. I mean, this is written by Maharshi Bharadwaja. His time we are going to see. Okay, in short, I can say that he is from the same time, same era of Sri Rama and Sri Valmiki. Maharishi Valmiki. Okay, so they are contemporary to the same era. So he is writing that Vimanas are called Vimanas because they have the similar speed of birds. Now these birds are not simple birds like sparrows and crows. Okay, these are different, and the commentators are throwing light upon those. Otherwise, just by reading the first line, it's very difficult to understand. So that's why there are so many commentators. One is Bodhananda Vritti, here it's Bodhananda written, then here Lallopi, that is Lalla, then again there are many other commentators are there. What they are focusing upon, that I would like to tell you. Okay, so before moving towards that, here you can see what Lalla is saying. Before moving towards the word this Andaja, let us see this first, and then we'll go again back to that word, that is Andaja. So here he says that Vimana Gamane Visopa Man Gamane Yesham Asti Mandale. So they are called as Vimanas by the experts of this aeronautics, the vehicle which can go into the sky, that is called as Vimana. So everybody is giving the same explanation. Okay, so when I focus on this word, like here, what is written by Bodhananda, Andaja Ityatra Sutra means Grudhradya Pakshinaspata. So who are these birds? These birds are Grudhradya, and Grudra means vulture. Okay, so when I refer to birds of prey, and when I focused on these 5 families, there I got something interesting. Okay, so here in the first family we get kites and old vulture. Second, we get 1 second. Yeah. Okay, hawks are there, eagles are there, then here falcons are there. Yes, so these are the birds of prey. Okay, and when we see the speed of falcon, everybody knows what is the speed. Okay, so it's around 390 km/h, and when people have tried to see the speed of Vimana takeoff speed, okay, so it is coming up to 348 km/h. It's similar to that, or maybe increasing to 400 or so, 500 or so when it is flying exactly. So I'm trying to connect it. Okay, so so when this is Andaja, actually Andaja means the birds. Okay, and let's move towards the next explanation about the same sutra, or the same, this is called as sutra. First, in the first chapter, it's given by Maharishi Bharadwaja. On that, Bodhananda says something, Lalla says something, Narayana, Shankha, and Vishwambhara, they are also have given some explanation to the same word, Vimana. And what they are saying, that Prithvi up su antariksheshu khagavad vegatasvayam. Okay, so that which can go into the all over this world, Prithvi means this world, apsu, even in the water, antariksha, even in the space, that is called as Vimana. Okay, Shankha, this commentator is writing that sthanat sthanantaram, from one place to another place, if it can go in the sky, then it's called Vimana. Vishwambhara says that from one country to another country, one dvipa, one island to another island, one loka to another loka. Okay, here people, they comment on this word loka, might be, some galaxy or something like that. But as far as there are different meanings are there. Lots of research is required into this aspect. That is it possible to go? But when we see that nowadays, this satellites are going, rockets are going, to different planets and all. So that can be called as loka, one loka, another loka. So this is the explanation which is given. So when we come to Ramayana, we are going to find some references over here. But before that, first we should know that it is a mythology or it is a history. Okay, so that is a big question. So when we say the word history, in Sanskrit we have a word itihasa, and itihasa means iti ha asa. It's thus positively happened, or it's thus happened as it is. Okay, so the incidences which are mentioned by Valmiki or described by Valmiki, those are true. Okay, and lots of evidences are there, literary evidences are there, geographical evidences are there, nature evidences are there, somewhere archaeological evidences are there, through which astronomical evidences are also there. So let us not go to all, because that is not our topic, but one section I will take, and that is written by Maharishi Valmiki in Balakanda. Okay, and he is giving the position of stars and planets during the birth of Sri Rama. Okay, and when these positions were inserted in the planetarium software, yes, this is the Kundali of Sri Rama, and it was inserted in the planetarium software, and the student scientists, they got the date, confirmed date of Sri Rama as 10th January 5114 BCE. Okay, so in that we need to add 2021. Okay, so that comes to around 7,135 years before. Okay, so Valmiki is contemporary to Sri Rama, and even Bharadwaja, when we talk, okay, he is also contemporary to the same era. Okay, because in Ayodhya Kanda, Valmiki is writing about Bharadwaja also, that Bharadwajo Maharshistvam Bruvantam Bharatam. So he's talking to Bharata that please do not criticize your mother. Okay, whatever has happened is going to be beneficial to all gods and rishis. Rama is, in exile. So whatever is going to happen, that is for the benefit of all. Okay, so that's why, the writer of Brihad Vimana Shastra was existed in this land of India 7,135 years before. Okay, and with the same planetary software, the other incidences are also dated. Okay, the date is found. So these are the details. Okay, so what exactly are the references? Okay, so I'm going to take 3 or 4 references only because of time concern. So, first reference is related to directions. So as we know that there are 10 directions. Okay, so the first name, Rama's father's name, is Dasharatha. Okay, so what do you mean by Dasharatha? Is he having 10 chariots? And a great emperor is having only 10 chariots or 10 vehicles. Okay, it's not possible. Okay, so Ayodhya was, invincible for many years. So it's not possible that he's having only 10 chariots. It's not the true explanation. The true explanation is, his actual name, birth name is different. Okay, birth name is Nemi, and he was called as Dasharatha because of his warfare skills. He could move his ratha, that is vehicle. Okay, so in today's concept, people call it chariot, but I will call it as vehicle, in 10 directions. Okay, he could do that. And he is a warrior basically. Okay, so this ratha, which normally shown for the transport purpose or for traveling from one place to another, why that chariot he will use over there? Okay, so this is something different. Okay, so he is a warrior in the warfare. He can move his vehicle in all 10 directions. So when I was searching, then I got something which might be very simple example for you all. But yes, in today's context, today's fighter planes, specifically fighter planes, are they are made like this. They are constructed like this. So we can see this. Okay, so it's going up, it's going down, it's moving in all the directions. So this can be the example for this. Okay, so in short, yeah. Okay, it's landing, fine. So this is coming down. Okay, so this is one word, Dasharatha, which clearly indicates that he can move his vehicle in 10 directions. How he could move? Even today, people are moving their vehicle in the sense this fighter planes. So he could also do that. And of course, lots of, as Kavya also said, that lots of high advanced technology was there. So let's move towards the next reference, is Maharatha. Okay, so this Maharatha is mentioned during the war between Jatayu and Ravana. Okay, and when actually see, you can see the number is Aranyakanda 14.19. Okay, and his Maharatha was ready to abduct Sita. Okay, so how this Maharatha is? It is Maya Maya. Okay, it is Divya, that is huge. Okay, it is Khara Yukta. Khara is a donkey, so you can get an image like this. Okay, so donkey is carrying this chariot. Kharaswana, okay, is having jaggering sound. Hemanga, Hema means gold, so it's made up of gold. And such Maharatha was before Ravana, so he called that vehicle. Okay, and when we see this literal meaning, Khara Yukta, it feels like, oh, this is something mythology. Okay, but every, as in the last session said, that every word has 6 different meanings, so we need to decode that what exactly Khara means. Khara is having, it can take lot of weight, it can carrying that weight can move ahead. So is it very heavy, or is it making some sounds, or made up of gold? Means gold, like it's not actually entire gold, but it's gold like metal is created, and it is Mayavi. Mayavi means it can change the form and all. So what exactly uh, this Maharatha is? It's not a chariot. It's a big vehicle. It's a huge vehicle, which is very heavy, and it is Divya, that is huge. So in this aspect, we need to do a lot of research. Okay, so how this can, but otherwise, if you see the image, this image is not appropriate as far as the explanation is concerned, because how donkeys can fly, it's not possible. And when the explanation in the during the fight is mentioned that Ravana killed Jatayu with the sword. Okay, here, I mean, the artists, they are trying to draw the images as per the information which is given to them. So accordingly, they have tried to very close to this word to word meaning. But the this some references are not just to be taken word to word. Okay, we need to go through it, we need to perceive it in a different way, find out different meanings, then only we'll get the real picture. Another interesting fact is, you can see the another you can see this number 49th sarga and 19th verse, and then 51 sarga. In each sarga there are more than 20-25 verses. Okay, and this war is explained in a very detailed manner. Okay, so this Jatayu, he fought with Ravana in a very brave manner. And what exactly happened according to Valmiki Ramayana? He broke the entire this vehicle of Ravana. Jatayu broke the entire vehicle of Ravana. Bhagna Dhanva, he broke his bow also. Viratha means the entire aerial car is broken. Then the Hatashva, okay, Ashwa is not horse, but Ashwa is the carriers. They are killed. The pilot or the Sarathi, or the, as far as the charioteer, when we say that is killed, and Ravana Ravana fell to the ground along with Vaidehi. Okay, so he is, I mean, whatever is shown in the movies and animated movies or series, there he is in the air and he is continuously fighting, but that is not explained accordingly in Valmiki Ramana. Valmiki says that he actually fell to the ground, and by seeing Parishrantam tu tam drushtva jaraya pakshiyutapam, by seeing that this vulture is tired, he just take the opportunity and he utpapata punaha. Utpapata, he just flew in the sky by taking Maithili, Ravan. So flew in the sky means, I mean, he is not having any chariot or let's say vehicle. So something must be there. Something must be carried by him. So when we see this carving at Kailasa temple, Ellora, where he is carrying some jet suit, okay, maybe, and because it's carved like that. And with that, in one hand, he is carrying Sita, on the other hand, he is having sword, and he just flew in the sky. And then again, he fought with Jatayu, and there he cut the wings. Okay, so as mentioned by Valmiki now. So when we focus on this, so even today, people have developed this kind of jet suits, and they can, fly. So it's similar kind of thing. So the ideas are there, and people are implementing it on it. And I mean, of course, it's not taken from, I cannot claim that it's taken from Ramayana, but it's clearly we can see the connection. So this is the second reference. Then the third is Pushpaka Vimana. It's very commonly known by all of you that Pushpaka Vimana is mentioned in Ramayana, and how it's actually described, that we'll see first. That Hamsa Pravekehi Vahyaman, Hamsa. So it is carried by swans. Okay. And in the Sundarkanda, Hanuman saw this beautiful aerial car, which is drawn in the skies by excellent swans. Again, it is very difficult to digest that how swan can carry a Vimana and it can fly in the sky. It's mythology. Come on, what's this nonsense? Okay. But see, when something is written by somebody in ancient times, and he is not a normal poet, he is Maharshi Valmiki, he is a sage, he's a seer, okay, then there must be something we need to decode. We are unable to decode it, maybe. So, we cannot throw just, or keep it away by saying that, oh, this is has no sense. Okay. So we have to think over it. So what I thought that, okay, what is the feature of a swan? Okay. There is a very famous verse in Sanskrit. Hamsa Shweta Baka Shweta, Ko Veda Baka Hamsa Yava Nirak Shira Viveketu Hamso Hamso Bako Baka. So Nirak Shira Viveka is there with swan. So if you give, you better know what exactly it is, but let me explain this, that if water and milk, they are, put together, and if it is given to swan, then because of the chemical properties, that milk portion is converted into solid form. Excuse me. And that milk portion only is eaten by swan, and whatever the liquid part is, that is the water part, is remained. So that means he is using some solid, okay, some solid fuel. So is it like that Valmiki wants to say, with the help of this swan, that Pushpaka Vimana is that Vimana where solid fuel is used? Okay, I don't know, but this might be the case. So I got this something, this solid fuel rocket, liquid fuel rockets are there. So is it connected with that? So no need to take word to word meaning of swan as shown in the images and all. So if it's like that, then it will be mythology. But if you want to decode it, then we'll get something which is really connected in today's context. Then with this another reference where Brahma says to Kubera that in Ramayana itself, Uttarakanda, that accept this aerial car. Okay, its name is Pushpaka, and it is resplendent like the sun for your transport, and move anywhere. Okay, just like gods. So Kubera basically, he is not a god. Okay, as far as the Ramayana is concerned, he's the son of a Pulastya family, and he worships, or worship in the sense he serves his great grandfather Brahma, and because of his service, Brahma offers him the position in the heaven. This is something mythology. Let's consider it's mythology. But when we see the another feature of Pushpaka Vimana here is Surya Sannibham. Etacha Pushpakam Nama Vimanam Surya Sannibham. It's similar, resplendent like the sun. And when we see the text in the Vimana Shastra, there is one rahasya, that is a one technique, Jyotir Bhava Rahasya. And here lots of explanation is given. and we need to decode it. But the last line, which is very important, that Bala Atapavat Prakasha Pradarshan Rahasyam. So it will reflect that Prakasha, that light, like the sun. So like the sun, Bala Atapa, that is the rising sun. And those who are seeing towards that Vimana or towards that particular thing, they will consider that, oh, it's like a sun. So there is some connection. Okay, I think that there is some connection that we need to decode, we need to understand, we need to work it on. Okay, so with this few references, I would like to say that Vyakhyaanato Vishesha Pratipattir Nahi Sandhyahada Lakshana. This is a very common statement used in Sanskrit, that if somebody or if the scientists are saying something, okay, in today also, in today also, if scientist is saying something, and if you feel that, oh, this is unbelievable or it's not realistic, then at least, okay, I mean, we cannot just say that everything is pseudoscience. Okay, at least we can think over it, at least we can find out. If we are not getting the answer, then we have to do the research again and again, and somewhere something will be received or found in some text, like, you know, lexicons are there, these dictionaries are there, where we get some another meaning, and then if we work it on, then, you know, something great we will get. Okay, so it is necessary currently to decode these scientific texts, whether it is a Vimana Shastra or it is a historical text, Ramayana. Okay, and to understand these technical words. Okay, it's for us also to get the actual meaning of that particular, like khara. So khara means one meaning is donkey, but it's not applicable. So what could be the actual scientific meaning or the technical meaning of that word? So we need to find. Okay, and we need to experiment that. Okay, so with this, I again say thanks to Tim for giving me the opportunity to share a few of the references from Ramayana and Brihat Vimana Shastra. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you so much. So let me do this. Let me stop your screen share here, and I'm gonna remove the spotlight, stop sharing. I am going to put it on gallery view. Wow, full house. Everyone, please give an enormous applause to Dr. Shreehari Gokarnakar.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.